big show. We're going to be chatting about Yuga's sewer pass. A little bit of FUD going on there, but that's normal, I guess. Bonk NFT and Bonk token. Apple's Metaverse, which is quite interesting. We're going to be looking at AI, ChatGPT, and a lot more, and what impact AI has on crypto. So warm welcome. Thank you guys for coming. Cade, what do you think, my friend?
Dude, I'm fucking excited. I'm really excited for this. I've really enjoyed the last few days doing these live streams and having spaces be part of it. Because here, let me zoom myself in. But it's been really fun engaging with people because people just jump in and out, just like the YouTube stream, you know?
Yeah. I think I'm too zoomed in today, actually. I think that's my fault as well. All right, let's get going. So if you haven't already, you can like and follow both Cade and I. Let me just share the screen quickly here. Got it here. Okay. Share. No audio. Thank you. We'll do that. Boom. There we go. Okay. If you haven't already, follow Cade. There's our YouTube channels. A market update. So we had CPI numbers come in yesterday at exactly 6.5%, which is what was expected. And that ended up being neutral for the markets. Initially, they pumped a bit, then they dumped a bit, and then they ended the day higher, which is good to see. And yeah, interesting times. The macro is still the macro. You know, as our friend Powell says, you know, we're in for the long run here. So nothing to get too excited about, but good to have it hit expectation. If we look at OpenSea daily volume, yesterday we saw 15 million on OpenSea. We have been seeing a bit of a dump lately compared to where it was last week this time. So we had 4 million on Blur. That was usually 11, 12 million consistently. 2.9 million on X2Y2, down from 4 million a week ago. Magic Eden is coming back up again, 2.4 million. Looks Rare, $2.3 million in the last 24 hours. And then we've got the few others, each doing about $500,000. So if you add that together, you get about 25 million. And if you remember last time, Cade, we had a total of 40 million. So yeah, week on week, we're down from where we were before. And then if we just have a look, we've had a good week in crypto. We've got Ethereum sitting at 1,400 ETH. Bitcoin above 19,000, which is great to see, 19,100. We've had Solana really performing incredibly well this week, sitting at about $16 or $17 at the moment, $16.71 to be exact. And that's from a low of under $11. So good to see that they've come back a bit. Yeah, so things are looking pretty good there. And if we look here at the market, so today we had the NASDAQ up slightly, S&P 500 up slightly. So yeah, looking good, Cade.
Dude, hell yeah. It's been a lot of green, a lot of excitement in the past couple weeks. I feel like it was a good time for me to jump in the spaces timing wise. Like everyone's in high spirits right now. People are trading. Like Ash the other day bought a Bored Ape Kennel Club, I think, at like 10 ETH or something.
Oh, nice.
So people are trading.
Go. Awesome. So I see John is saying, yo, guys, need to find out about MIDJOURNEY. Yeah, I'm excited to show you guys. So that's, for those of you that don't know, that's the AI that can do image generation, which is really cool. And I used it today to create a few images. It's really exciting. But I think before we do that, let's have a look what's trending. Then we'll jump into a little bit of news, and then we'll do a big segment on AI and have a look there and tell you guys what's going on there.
Nice.
So if we have a look here at what's trending, we've got Mutants at 17 ETH, down from 20 ETH, related to the sewer pass, a bit of FUD that we're going to discuss. We've got Bored Apes down to 77 from about 88. We've got Azuki at 15 Ethereum. Captains at 5.55, which is interesting. We were thinking they would come out the gate at 10. They came out the gate at 5. I guess it's reminiscent of this market. Yeah. We got Bored Ape Kennel Club at 9 ETH, so still holding strong, but down from 11 where it was. Mutant Hound collars at 1.6 Ethereum. Those can be now changed into Mutant Hounds, and the floor of the Mutant Hounds themselves is about 1.1, 1.2. So if you buy a collar, you then have a chance of getting a rare and making money on it, or you have a chance of not getting a rare, and then the floor is about 1.1, 1.2. Got Doodle sitting at 7.7. The memes by 6529 at 0.33. Other Deed at 1.4 Ethereum. Potatoes 2.26. MFers 1.6, and we did a whole talk about Satoshi last week and a whole segment on that you can find on my YouTube. We got Valhalla looking good, 13% up at 1.1 Ethereum. My friends at Clone X are 5.82. Very, very low. I would be buying and buying and buying. I love them, not financial advice. I do think it's a long-term hold, not for flip, because something needs to come out from them. But when it does, this floor price, I think, is going to go up. We got Renga sitting at 1.64 Ethereum, and Pudgies down to 5.8. Little Pudgies at half a ETH.
Oh boy, is this the slow decline, my friend? Are we already seeing it? Right on point. Hey, I was right on point with my meme land prediction. I predicted 3 to 5 ETH, 5 ETH being well, I said 5 ETH to be on the higher side. It looks like 5 ETH was right about the average side. But not 10 ETH. 10 ETH right out the gate would have been crazy. If that had happened, I feel like we would have gone to a full-fledged little 2-3 week bear market or bull market if that had happened. If that had blown up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, it's going to be interesting. I think people with the surge that we're going to discuss now.
Hold on, Philip, your audio is crappy again.
How's it? Can you hear me?
It's terrible right now.
All right. Okay. I've got an idea what it is. I'm going to leave the Twitter space. Okay. Testing.
Say something again.
Hello.
All right, there we go. It's better.
Are we better?
He's back.
Yeah,
he's back.
Because the Twitter Spaces is playing with it. Good. Yep. So I was saying that it's going to be interesting. I think people were expecting the sewer pass to be quicker, but it's going to be a whole gamified experience. I think let's jump straight into it. Let's chat about the sewer pass because this is Yuga's dropped a lot of information about their new drop here, the sewer pass. So you come here and it says get ready to do with the double O a key dash, right? So it says Jimmy the Monkey's atomic shit has ripped a hole in the space. Time continuum. And now he's passed out in the toilet in an ultra-secure outhouse. Is the key to a mysterious and very important box stuck in his butthole? Sure is. We got to get that key, and the only way is through the bowels of the Bored Ape Yacht Club sewers. Claim your pass. So this is where we see the different type of tiers depending on what Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs you hold. You will get different tiers of a pass. Then on the 18th of January, the sewer opens, and you're going to be able to get into the sewer. And then you're going to have this gamified experience where you've got to try and find gems amongst the shit. Okay. And depending on what you find will determine the rarity of your NFT when it finally gets there on the 8th of Feb, because you're going to be playing all the way from the 18th of Jan until the 8th of Feb. Okay. So you've got 3 weeks. You can play as many times as you want, and players will be rewarded based on their performance in the sewer. When the sewer closes, the leaderboard freezes. After scores will be validated, and eligible sewer passers will prepare for the summer zings, and the highest score gets the key. So the truth is just having a sewer pass is not going to guarantee you to get a key. You have to actually participate and come somewhere on the leaderboard. So a couple of initial thoughts on this. I mean, first of all, there was expectation that this would have been able to be done in Other Deed. Mm-hmm. On Other Deed itself, and it's not. It's a separate little game to that. The other thing is that, I mean, I know that their whole thing with Bored Apes is that the apes are bored and have got so much money and nothing better to do, but I don't have fucking 3 weeks to cancel everything I have going on in my life and sit here playing in a sewer. Yeah, and I don't know how many people do. So that's also another thing that people are realizing, is that it's going to take a lot of time and energy to get anything worthwhile. And yeah, there's been a lot of fun. As we've seen, the floor's gone down about 15 to 20% on all the Yuga Labs ecosystem. And I was wondering what you thought, Kate. What are you thinking, my bro?
Man, I was literally thinking the exact same damn thing, bro. I was like, wow, so you pretty much have to be a gamer to capitalize at all on this. But then I thought about this, Philip, because I don't know if you saw Ready Player One. I know people make fun of me for this because I allude to Ready Player One quite a bit because I just don't believe. I mean, I know that's a very futuristic setting, but I don't think we're far away from an experience similar where you are totally immersed in a world where you get to fuck around and do whatever. But in that game world, it also mattered. Like, can you complete the race? Can you complete these challenges? If you can't, you're fucking useless, basically. You're not going to get all the cool stuff. And I thought about that because I was like, is it always going to be this way where you have to perform in some capacity to win? And I think in some ways it will be. I think some games are going to take a certain direction. Like Bored Ape Yacht Club, once they opened up the other side, it's like, okay, you just introduced X amount of millions of fucking dollars. The takeaway here is now that the other side is now you are a gaming company, which means you have effectively cut out 80% of people because 80% of people aren't gamers at all. So I don't know, man. Bored Ape Yacht Club ecosystem scares me because they're so bullish. But at the same time, dude, if you take away some of the hype and momentum, you're like, oh fuck, I could see someone else coming in and taking over. But it would be crazy, bro, to see someone flip Bored Apes one day. That'll be iconic.
Yeah. Look, I think it's nice that they're trying something new and innovating. I think it's too childlike in general, just the shit and all of this. I know that that's their roots and they're trying to stay close to their roots. I don't particularly like it. Kate, I'm actually going to try. I'm trying now to join the spaces again. The other thing is that so you get the mint pass, which is what it's showing over here. For those of you that can't see the screen on Twitter Spaces, just the first step of this is a mint pass. Then you get to evolve it, right? And by playing in an interactive skill-based game. Then after that, there's another mini game, and then after that, you can either do another mini game or you get to combine it with your Bored Ape Kennel Club. So by having a Bored Ape Kennel Club, you don't have to pay the third game. So this is like a ways away. You're only going to find out about it. You're only going to find out about your mint pass turning into an Evo 1 on the 8th of Feb. And then there's still Evo 2 and Evo 3.
Dude, that's a little bit confusing. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I feel like they're really flexing their creativity here. I just don't know like if it's too nerdy because it's kind of like when any Discord pops back up and you're like, yo, like what's going on? And they're like, well, we're like building some stuff, but it's like you don't really know what percentage of your audience or what percent of your buyers, like what percent of Bored Ape Yacht Club people give a single fuck about this, dude. They are just trying to be part of the Bored Ape Yacht Club ecosystem. I think these things, and when you introduce these things as trying to be the builder of them, it just gets super high risky because it gets fucking complicated. And there's a bunch of nonsense going on. And then Philip, I was gonna say for the Twitter space, dude, I normally do my streams at 1 because right now we're competing with the top 5 streams all at once. Fuck the Name is going, Leaf's going, Thread Guy's going, Elio Trades is going. Like everyone is on spaces right now. It's like the most heated time. So I think if we get anyone in spaces, it'll be a little bit later on in the show.
All right. So currently, is there no one in the spaces?
Dude, everyone's in Thread Guys and Elios right now.
Not a single person.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, we appreciate the 5 guys who are here on YouTube, and then I can stop worrying about Twitter Spaces and just focus on this. Let me know if we get anyone. We could like make them a golden Twitter Space person because
well, you have to think about this, Philip. Like with TikTok and Twitter are very similar. I'm attacking both similar in a content way. Like TikTok and Twitter right now, you can't like. There's no like your followers don't matter on those. Like nothing matters. Like because you're not making really content on that platform yet like that. And to get people to tune into a show on Spaces, you have to show up for like 4 weeks straight every day and like actually show up and be there. So it's like way different than anything I've ever built. I've always just done one-off videos and then live streams once a week. But like to do a show like this, I think it takes like a few weeks before people even realize you're doing Spaces. Like they just don't even bother scrolling across. You know, they just click on the first one.
Well, you know us, we don't give up at the first hurdle, so we'll carry on. So I want to finalize this. So each sewer pass belongs to one of the 4 tiers based on the Yuga Lab assets that you hold, and then each tier has a point bonus. So the higher the tier, the bigger the bonus that you'll be getting is, right? Then skill matters. So you've got to really try play the game. There's going to be a number board, and the best of the best scores will get the best of what Gary is summoning. Gary is that dog. So the points really, really matter. I imagine that has to be rarity. And then go on a power trip. So before a run, you'll be able to buy a power up pack with ApeCoin, and that will allow you to have a booster for 10 minutes from when you purchase the power up pack for ApeCoin.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 8 power up packs are totally optional, and the more that you use, the longer you get there. So, I mean, it's really quite complicated. I mean, I know the other riddles were really very complicated, but this one is going over 3 weeks, and it's just going to be interesting to see the buy-in, where the guys are going to commit the time needed. You will get your diehard fans who do it, but I do think you're going to have a lot of people that will be excluded from it because they just don't have the time to be able to put into this.
Dude, the entire industry as a whole, in that sense, is a bit scary. Just because, what do the people care about? Like, my issue is I've got 99% of my NFTs are just sitting there in my wallet, and I don't particularly know what's happening at all, with any of them. And I'm kind of like, I care, but I don't know if it's my perspective as a collector where I just don't really care. I just hope for the best for them, and I'm just glad to be here. I just like the ability to own it and be part of it. What's up, Katie? Good to see you. I don't know what it is. I see Crypto Dream in the spaces too. Crypto Dream, you're more than welcome to come up. I sent you a request button to speak if you want. For sure, would love to. He actually jumped in the other day, and we actually got to do a little bit of the back and forth.
Amazing, man. Crypto Dream's our man. He's our big supporter. Always here. Really appreciate it. Awesome. All right. So let's get into Bonk. So Bonk's been the big news in the Solana ecosystem. I don't know, Kato, are you involved? Do you buy any Solana NFTs? Are you involved in it very much or not really on the Solana side?
I'm not as much involved, but I've been engaging with Easy's content, and then also Robin. Ash came onto the Coffee Break show, the first episode, and we talked a little bit about Bonk. He knew a little bit more than me. I know that they dropped an NFT collection as well, which is nutty. But yeah, they got that airdrop, and not all the collections got it. I have a couple NFTs on Solana, but they're not anything I think that would have gotten airdrop. I have a few Bet3 NFTs for Cody, but I don't have any other Solana NFTs that are PFPs. I only collect art on Solana. So.
All right, so let's talk about the Bonk airdrop. So before they dropped the NFT collection, they gave you an airdrop. So Bonk is just a token, and it's sort of Solana's, not sort of, it is Solana's first airdrop, on the Solana ecosystem. So in the NFT space. So last year we had on Ethereum, SOS, and a whole lot of other tokens that we got dropped. Bonk is their first one, and it's almost like the Solana Dogecoin. It's a meme coin. And it really people didn't take it seriously to begin with. And it's similar to Dogecoin, and then it actually has done pretty well, and it's actually holding really stable. And we'll have a look at the price shortly. But it's Solana Network's first ever meme coin, similar to Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. And on the official Bonk website, it states that they're tired of toxic Alameda research and those sort of tokenomics. They wanted to just make a fun meme coin, right? It single-handedly has, carried Solana Network from its low of $8 and raised it to $16. Now, I don't know if it's single-handedly Bonk, but it definitely had a lot to do with it because a lot of guys got an airdrop and then put that airdrop back into NFTs on the Solana ecosystem on Magic Eden, right? So if you are part of the Solana community, you receive 50% of the total Bonk supply as an airdrop during launch, and that was split as 20% of the 50% was sent to 40 Solana NFT collections. Some of those were Cyber Samurai, Lily, Lotus Gang, Soul Gods, and more. And then 15% went to early open book traders, 10% to Solana artists and developers, and 5% to Solana developers. And now you can trade Bonk, you can buy it and trade it. And then separate to that, they launched a Bonk's NFT project, right? It's a 15-piece PFP NFT collection. It sold out immediately after launch, bro. It took an hour or two. Yeah. And it's now 3 times what it was at mint. So it's 3x from mint price. And if you have a look here, I mean, this is the token price. if we just make it a year, just from all time, so you can see here, it had a bit of a spike, and then, it's held steady. It hasn't dropped off. It's holding very, very steady. And it's going to be interesting where it goes from here. I think depending on their next moves, this might be the beginning of something, or it could just end up fizzling out,
Yeah, dude, I saw it right at the peak, and I was so close to jumping in, and I was like, you know what? This has got to be the top. Like, there's just no way we're going to run and see this keep going. So I'm so fucking glad I did it, dude. Oh, God, that would have been a disaster.
Yeah. So, look, it's interesting. It's one I'm watching for sure. I want to see what happens with it.
Yeah, you going to trade it?
No, bro. It's too degen for me on the crypto side. I'm not a very savvy crypto trader. I'm not. NFTs, I really feel like I am. I've got all the tools, and I know what I'm doing to some degree, but crypto, I don't. I really don't. I don't know how to short and long and stop orders and things like that. I am learning how to read charts, and I am like bettering myself on the crypto side just to get more knowledge, but I don't feel confident to trade even mid coins, let alone absolute shit coins. I really don't know how to look for the things and the crosses and the Bollinger Bands and everything you need to know in order to make it successful. So no, I'm not trading it, but I'm watching it.
Yeah, Phil doesn't touch anything, including ApeCoin.
I've touched ApeCoin more times than you have, my dear friend. I traded it. The last time I traded it very successfully. That was before this announcement about this game, and I made 30% increase.
Dang.
I bought it. Yeah, bought it at
I made
$3 and I sold it at $4. But my first ApeCoin trade, I screwed up. I got the ApeCoin airdrop for my mutant. Yeah. And I sold it immediately at $4 or $5, and it then proceeded to go to $25 just before the other side launch, and I'd sold it at $5. So I ended up getting 6 Ethereum, just for holding a mutant, but I could have gotten 5 times
could have been
that.
30 Ethereum, bro. No, no.
Yeah.
Yo, you want to hear a story? You want to hear a crazy story? So on the Spaces yesterday, I had a guy who came on. He's one of the imposters. Like, he does a bunch of stuff in the imposter system. Yes. Yeah. Anyways, he told me that he was one of the first 4,000 people in the Shiba Inu Telegram or Discord, whatever it was. First 4,000 people. He said, "You want to know how much he made, Philip? This motherfucker sticks $1,000 into Shiba Inu before anyone found it. And when it runs up, he pulled out $1.3 million fucking dollars, dude. $1.3 million off of $1,000. I could not believe it. I literally was shocked. On the stream, I was like,
you see, that makes me want to buy some Bonk. Even if it's not a lot, it does. Even if it's not a lot of money, put $1,000 into it, buy every shitcoin on the market. So maybe put $100,000 in, buy 100 shitcoins. Not financial advice. You really shouldn't do this.
Financial advice.
And then like 1 out of the 100 has to hit for you to make $1 million.
Yeah. That's what Alex Becker did that, dude. He said right when the bull market picks up, he goes, then you pick your top 20 coins, you throw $100 in each one, and you see what happens.
But I'm talking about the bottom 20. I'm talking about the real shit coins like this Bonk.
Yeah, I'm just saying like to do that, but like when the market heats up, he's saying, and the Bonk was good timing, like it kind of picked up at the same time. But like with Alex Becker, he did that shit with the gaming coins right before, like when we were in a bull run, and was like, you know what, I'm gonna instigate this gaming bull run. So he talks about it. Then he starts buying all these gaming shit coins, and I think he like turned like maybe like a few $100K into a few million again. And I was just like, this motherfucker, this guy.
Incredible. There's definitely something to it, but I'm not proficient enough, but I'll get there. But for now, I like losing my money on NFTs instead of losing my money on crypto. Mm-hmm. All right, so this is really interesting. Apple is going to be coming into the metaverse, right? So this is according to the sources Bloomberg, which is a very reputable source. Apple is set to release its much-awaited mixed reality headset in the fall of this year. The announcement and the unveiling of the headset should come during the spring before Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference, which occurs in June. And the headset will allow users to experience full virtual reality simulations along with augmented reality projects on their environment. Among the specs of the Reality Pro headset are a chip more powerful than the M1, built-in cooling, eye tracking, pass-through, and so on and so forth. The Reality Pro headset is Apple's precursor to the Apple glasses and a standalone set of AR glasses that projects information onto the lenses. It marks Apple's first foray into VR. Many observers expect the Reality Pro headset to command a price of between $2,000 to $3,000. Although virtual reality technology is one of the pillars of the metaverse, allowing users to have a fully immersive virtual experience, Apple has been careful to not use the buzzword. So they don't want to use the word metaverse. With Apple's CEO Tim Cook saying that most people, if asked, would not be able to describe what the metaverse is, but for the public, Apple's new headset could revive interest in virtual worlds, which have struggled since the start of the crypto bear market.
Hell yeah, dude.
I knew you'd like this, and you're going to like the next one as well. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you're going to like it also. So what do you think?
Well, so, okay, here's what I love. That's fucking insane for mass adoption in the sense of like, no one can explain the metaverse because they try and explain all of it at once. And I'm like, no. We just have to sell the dream. All we have to sell them is like, yo, we're going toward a more digital future. There will be digital stuff that's fun to do and to own and to engage in. That, like, I feel like that's almost irrefutable at this point. I'm like, guys, look on social media. We're here already. It's just the device that's holding us back right now. It's the device. It's like the means of getting us to that place that's holding us back. But to be able to actually just imagine a world where you potentially, it's basically an arcade on steroids. It's just a little bit more digital than what we have. I feel like that's just not that hard to picture if it's a person that's willing to at least try and listen, you know? And I think an Apple product like this, they're going to explain it really well to the masses, I hope.
I hope so too. I mean, I've had, even before coming into NFTs about a year and a half ago, I've had a little folder on my Apple iPhone called VR, where I've got a couple of VR apps. And I've got those really cheap cardboard VR things, and I've experienced it. I mean, I think anyone who's done that can understand that it's just like literally like walking around in whatever world the app is or whatever it may be, you know. So I don't know why people are struggling so much to understand it, because it's really just it's just an immersive experience. Like if you're playing a video game without VR glasses, it's on a flat screen, and if you've got your VR glasses on, it's immersive. It's like 4D. You can really feel it. I mean, the amazing thing is and they will do this at some stage, no one said it, but it's obvious, when they introduce smell into it as well.
And that's why it's an ever-growing industry. Like, it's literally like when I got scared one time because like we were talking about things and they're like, what happens if like the NFT bubble gets too small? And I was like, well, like that's actually kind of nervous. But then I remembered we're in an expanding, innovative market. So they will always grow and there'll always be more things to talk about. Like people were like, oh, there's nothing to talk about. Then AI blew up and then everyone expanded again. And they're like, oh, okay, we were fine. And it's like, to think that that's not going to keep happening is so silly because we live in an ever abundant, especially digital world. I'm really excited about it. I made a bunch of gaming content, got a bunch of hate for it on TikTok. So shout out all my TikTok people. Love you guys. And they were all sending me hate comments. So I got to make a bunch of response videos. So again, shout out. Thank you so much for that. But the thing that they couldn't get past their head that was interesting to me is they couldn't wrap their head around the one part of like, why? They're like, why do this? And I was like, no, you're asking the wrong question. Why not just add it? Because you can. Like, when we're in a place where it's just simply not that much extra work to do it and people want it and people want to just own it, it's just an extra layer on top of what they have. It's not this extra entire thing that people have to jump on because that's what the wave was last year. I was like, look, when it comes, it's just gonna be an extra thing. I was like, hey, you can play Call of Duty, and when you buy your skin and you buy your gear, this time you will also own it. That's the only difference. You will also just own it. And I'm like, that, I don't know why that's so hard to just like get on board with. They're like, well, that's fucking stupid. And I'm like, why is that stupid? You already owned it in the game. You're just getting more ownership. How could that possibly be stupid? And they're like, that's stupid. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, I can't win.
Yeah, and then it's the same.
Uh,
You're playing Call of Duty, but you're actually immersed in it. You're actually inside of it.
yeah.
Even at the Disney and all those parks, you get those theaters where you can put on 3D glasses and the chairs shake and they've got, smells coming and water coming. So that's, a very early sort of attempt at it. But here, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. So the next story, which is similar, and I know you're going to like, and then we're going to get onto AI, bro. I'm so pumped for the AI side. I don't want to rush to everything else, but I'm really pumped for it. So HTC, bro, I don't know if it's before your time, but in my day, HTC was the Apple. I mean, there was Nokia, then HTC. Apple didn't even exist. They were one of the best smartphones that you could get. Do you remember them?
Damn, guys, Philip's talking shit about Apple. Philip's talking shit about Apple. He's talking shit about Apple. You gotta cancel him. Shout out to Janix, Crypto Dream, and Prince in the spaces. I send you guys all requests too. If you guys want to jump on and talk about anything we're talking about, feel free to.
Awesome. Good. We're slowly getting there. I mean,
Yeah.
Kate, if we keep talking until next Friday, if we just keep going,
Just
we
keep
can
the Twitter
take
space going
chances to
forever.
sleep. Yeah, then we'll get lots of people, bro.
Yo,
And
that's
it's a good
actually,
way-
you know what? That's a good
it's
challenge to do like a
brilliant
24
idea.
hour. Yeah, actually,
No,
that's a
I'm
great
not
idea.
even saying that, bro. I'm saying a 7-day. I'm not going to do it because I've got other, and I know you do too. But I'm saying if you get 5 guys together as hosts with the different time zones,
Yeah.
and everyone can play the Sur game together, you can make it 3 weeks, a 3-week Twitter Spaces.
All right, bro. Relax. Just relax. All right, just relax. That's a. You jumped some levels here, and then you said I'm not even gonna do it. You're just telling me that I should do a 3 week space. You fucking kidding me? What the fuck?
Do you know? The question is, do you know HTC?
I don't know.
Okay, so HTC is a very reputable technology company, and they are now also moving into VR headsets. So we've got what? We've got Facebook, we've got Apple, we've got HTC, and I'm sure I'm missing a whole lot. But HTC, the Taiwanese tech firm, just showcased its virtual and augmented reality headset at the Consumer Electronics Show, which I would love to go to. Currently taking place in Las Vegas. The HTC Vive XR Elite is a mixed reality headset and being billed as the gateway to the metaverse. Has a price of $1,099. So it does seem like this is going to be the year of VR, right? It does seem, because we've got Apple doing the same. We've got Sony here working on it as well. They just released their movement trackable wearable, and their device costs $760. So the big boys are very, very advanced in this. They are releasing already their VR headsets.
Dude, I remember a couple months ago, I was like, you know what? It feels like gaming's gonna work, and I just made a video, and I like publicly finally said it, like for real, where I can go back for receipts. But I was basically like, I'm gonna focus on 2023 gaming. Doesn't matter if you have views. All you need is good content because the companies are going to be willing to pay for that. And then when 2023 began, Elio Trades comes on to Spaces, which, by the way, I was able to chat with him, which was so cool, like a literal dream come true. I was able to chat with him on Spaces the other day. And it's interesting because him and Gabriel Layden are both big gaming pushers. We've seen Alex Becker say he's going to be entering the NFT space again. We've seen Gary Vee enter the NFT space. He even, I think, bought some more Wolf Game or something like that. Dude, I know gaming's not here, but the narrative around gaming is going to fucking blow the roof off in 2023. I don't care if we're in a bear market or bull market. That's where I'm placing pretty much 80% of my bets. So just so people know, that's why I started making a lot of content onto Twitter. I mean, making video game content for Twitter. I want to make a bunch of content for these games, figure out who's VC backed, figure out who can I get some money from to make some content for them, things like that. I think for anyone who wants to make content, this is the opportunity. This is the window right now. If you want to be making content, if you want to be out here, all you have to do, play their game, make some funny content, and then send them 35 clips and say, yo, you can use some of these. Let's work something out. Like maybe I can make some more content for you. You guys need this shit. And especially if they're VC back, they're going to be willing to pay for that. And I think that's going to be the biggest meta. If you can get connected with the imposters, My Pet Hooligan, Evaverse, whoever's got games right now that are playable, get into those fucking ecosystems, make some friends, and fucking grind, dude. Like, this is it. 2023 bull run or bear run. This is it.
My feeling on the gaming projects is that I agree with you as a long term. As long as you are long term focused holder and you're willing to have your money, tied up there for a year, 2 years, 3 years, then I agree with you. And I'm very bullish on imposters, long term, and I'm very, very bullish
I might
on
pick
my
one
pet
up.
hooligan.
I might pick one up.
But Kate, you could use that money in the meantime to flip others and pick it up in a year. I don't.
Oh,
Yes,
well, I
they
was
had
gonna
a
say I was
pump
gonna get the
recently.
imposter so I could play. Like I was gonna get the imposter so that I could just be in their ecosystem now and start making content in that world. I thought about that because I got a couple nifty portals that I'll probably flip soon. That'll give me the liquidity for that. We'll see. We'll see.
It will be tied up for a while. I think they recently had a pump because they had a
True.
gameplay very
True.
recently.
Yeah,
So
I
I
guess I
don't
would
know if
wait.
now's the best time. I've owned my pet hooligan a few times. I've actually flipped a few of them,
Have you?
and I like them as well. Yeah, and I like them. But I do think that they're, even though they're quite advanced, hey, and their graphics are incredible,
Yeah.
I do think they're still a far way away. And even once it's done, I'm just saying any game, once it's completed, which is really a tough task to make a compelling, fun, good game to play, even once that's done, unless the users come to it,
Mhm.
you're going to struggle. But that's why the NFT is actually a good use case, because it allows you to build a community of supporters before the game's even released, so that when you do release the game, you've got, 10,000 is my pet hooligan. You've got
Yeah.
10,000 people that are interested in playing your game
Well,
off the bat.
actually, no, they actually have Zuckbox too. So I bought a Zuckbot, which is another character that you can play
Yes.
the game if you have it. I paid like $100 for it. If you
Yeah.
guys want to get into my pet hooligan ecosystem, I will be. I just chatted with the team, some of the guys in the team, and I was able to confirm that I think it's my laptop. So I was like, okay, there may be a way to downgrade the quality a little bit so that I can play on this computer. Because I was like, wait a second, I can't play this game unless I have a gaming computer. I was like, you're cutting out effectively everyone in your community except for 1%. And they're like, no, like we're just working on it right now. So like, I think it's an update that needs to happen. But currently, I think you can take down the quality and still be able to play. Because I was like, how am I going to stream this if I'm lagging every 2 seconds? But
Yeah.
I mean, that's the things we're gonna be ironing out. Like, it's not a perfect world. Like, I see a lot of arguments saying gaming's not going to work because we're not ready. I'm like, I know we're not ready, but like, we got to work with what we got right now. We can't always be complaining about what we don't have. And I'm like, yeah, of course we don't. But even if we did, even if our games were ready to go, the public isn't ready for the games to be ready to go. So it wouldn't even matter if we had all these problems solved. We're not in it as a culture ready to move forward into this metaverse narrative yet. We're going to need 3 years or something to get people to get comfortable, to be like, oh yeah, you know what? Like, I'm cool doing this. No problem. I'm really fucking excited for that. Like, I've always been a visionary in that sense. I'm excited for that. I think I'm going to flourish heavy. Like, I think when the metaverse comes, dude, I think that's when the Joyous Kingdom takes off. I think that's when Philip Kalinko's Web3 show takes off. Like that, I think that's where real opportunity is going to start to get nutty. You're going to start to see like opportunities that pop up that just were not a possibility 5 years ago. And I can't tell you how excited I am for that. That's what kind of keeps me going.
100%. So speaking about the metaverse and future innovation, let's get into it. This is the featured topic of today. I've been doing a lot of research on this in the last 3 weeks, and I wanted to make sure that I could do justice to how massive AI is going to be and for the future of the world, and how much it's going to change. So I think let's just start briefly with what is AI, right? So, I think it's important to understand that this isn't a Google type thing that's getting its resources from the internet. It's actually an algorithm that is able to learn. So that's where you get the name artificial intelligence, because it's not an intelligent being, it's literally code, but the code allows it to adapt and learn as it gets more responses and inputs. And that's why when things in AI become popular, like ChatGPT has recently, it just skyrockets because it gets a lot more feedback, a lot more users, and is able to learn quicker. And being a father, the best way I think I can explain it is it's almost like a child. When you have a baby, the baby comes out, and all the baby does, they can't even see for the first week, right?
Yeah.
Then all they do is sleep, eat, and go to the bathroom. That's all they do. And then, slowly they start learning and they start mimicking you. And like they'll smile when you smile. They're not even knowing that it's, a smile, but they sort of start mimicking you, and they start learning. And, it's the same thing. If you touch a hot stove, you're going to get burnt. And a human being is able to learn that. And that's how we grow and learn. And so this is an algorithm that's able to do the same. It can solve problems, and it can understand, oh, last time I did X, whatever that X was, it led to a bad outcome. Don't do X again.
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. And so it evolves as it grows. And it's almost its own thing, and it evolves within itself. It's not dependent on an internet connection or anything like that. So that's a bit of a brief background on AI in general. Kate, is there anything you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, bruh, AI is cool as fuck. I first annoyed. I was annoyed because like everyone made videos on it, but then I was like, whatever, like it's fine. Chase the views, get that bag, whatever. And then I got really interested because all these people just like for fun, not even for content, were just trying out MidJourney. And I've had like 35 people tell me I need to get on MidJourney, so I will this week. I'm gonna mess around on MidJourney.
So I'm going to show you MidJourney. I'm going to
Okay,
show
hell
you
yeah, we'll talk
MidJourney
about
today.
that. Also, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I think part of the reason that it's gonna be hard to grow this Twitter Space show is I'm also at this very same time starting this show. I'm also alternating between profile pictures to kind of do like a shill and villain situation where he's got
Well,
two
I'm
main
not
profiles.
too worried about it. So bro, just to tell you, this thumbnail, this lady is from MidJourney. I created her. I said a futuristic looking lady related to AI, and I made her. I literally made her. I created her. She's like my little AI child. She's grown up very quickly, but isn't that cool? I mean, this is we'll get to MidJourney. So the first thing you need to know, and the first thing we're going to talk about is ChatGPT. And first of all, we've got Microsoft, one of the biggest companies in the world, technology companies, has put in a $10 billion offer to buy ChatGPT. So that's they want 30% of ChatGPT. So that's effectively valuing the company at just under $30 billion. Now, ChatGPT, we'll just talk about the Microsoft thing first, then I'm going to get into it. So it's unclear if the deal is going to go through or not, but it's really impressive that they've got this valuation and that Microsoft is interested. Obviously, from Microsoft's perspective, they've got Bing, their search engine that's got 10% of the market, which is small. Obviously, Google's the first place, but Bing's the second place. So 10% is the second place. And if they can incorporate AI into their Bing search engine and make it an AI search engine, I truly believe that they could give Google a run for their money long term. Obviously, Google can also somehow integrate AI into it, but this is really bullish for the space. ChatGPT was started by Elon Musk. I don't know if you know this. Did you know that?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, are you being serious?
OpenAI, yeah, was started by Elon Musk.
Oh, wait, no, you're right. I saw an interview 5 years ago with the main guy, ChatGPT. You're right.
Yeah, and a few other really, really high pedigree tech guys, bro. So this was started all the way back then. I actually have a thing on my Twitter here. I'll show you over here. You see, I can see who's in the room, but I can't in any way contribute. But I'll show you here. This was something else I created today, but I just want to show you here. Here we go. By Sam Altman. This was their first day starting OpenAI.
That's hilarious.
I love seeing pictures like this, right? 7 years ago. So they've been building this out for 7 years, right? Which is really incredible. And another really important thing to understand is that both Facebook and Microsoft have tried their own AI, which has failed absolutely miserably. So I know the story with one of the two of them. I don't know which one of the two was that someone asked it who really won the election, and it said Trump, and the next day it was taken offline. Right. And the other one started getting very political and whatever because they were allowing too much input from what people inputted into it, right?
Yeah.
So if you go onto chat.openai.com, you get this chatbot over here. Now, the obvious thing you can do is like a search engine, you can ask it questions like list the top 10 clothing brands. Now, it is important to realize that since 2021, they haven't updated the library of data that this algorithm has. So this might be slightly updated, but straight away here, it tells us Nike, Adidas, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Prada, Zara, Uniqlo, H&M, Supreme, and Off-White. Okay, so it knows that. But then you can say to it, okay, let's keep with clothing brands. Write me a 10-line essay on the value of wearing brand name clothing. And it does get busy, and it does sometimes not work. But here it's saying wearing brand name clothing can have a variety of benefits. One of the main values is that it can serve as a status symbol, indicating to others that the wearer is successful and has the means to afford luxury items. Brand name clothing is often made with higher quality materials and better craftsmanship, which can lead to longer lasting and better looking garments. These clothing brands also have a reputation to uphold, so they have a reputation to maintain quality and style. Additionally, it can be seen as a form, and so on and so forth. So it's writing something as if it's a human being, and it's really very accurate. So, I mean, you can imagine if you were in school, and I've already seen certain schools, not in South Africa, but globally, send out messages to parents saying, tell your children that if they use ChatGPT and get found out, they'll be expelled immediately.
Yep.
And there are other AI programs like Quill, which can make it that you can't track that it's from ChatGPT, because at the moment there is a site that you can use to see if it's from ChatGPT or not. So you've got this thing. I mean, if you're lying there with your kids and they say, tell me a bedtime story, and you can't think of anything, tell me a bedtime story for my 6-year-old.
Also, it's cool because, like, if you do that, so I don't know if you saw Champ's YouTube video, but all you have to do after you get this answer is there's another application that's also AI that basically you can alter the text a little bit to make it sound a little more legit. And now he was like, that's all he did. He just did ChatGPT, copy pasted into the other one, copy and pasted that into the script, and then went for it.
So that's exactly it. That's Quill, which makes it less ChatGPT and more like normal, right? Yep. But I mean, tell me a bedtime story for my 6-year-old about monkeys. Once upon a time, deep in the jungle, there lived a group of monkeys. They lived in a beautiful tree with branches that reached up to the sky. Each day they would swing from branch to branch, playing and having fun. But at night, when the sun went down, they would all gather around their leader, a wise old monkey, and listen to his bedtime stories. One night, the leader told the story of a brave little monkey named Max. And it carries on, bro, and it writes something compelling. So you can imagine that this, people who need content, I mean, you can, on your website, you can say, write me a nice introduction to Web3 or whatever it might be. So that's the one application of it. The other application of it is that it can actually assist you with copywriting. So you can, I'm going to get it to stop generating here. You can, it'll just carry on. You can get it to copyright something. So you can put in an already written article or whatever it may be, and it will copyright it for you very, very well. They're actually using it to some degree in the legal profession, that it's finding errors better than the interns in the legal profession, which is incredible to think. And it can also do coding, bro. So you can say, write me code in JavaScript. Yeah, write me code in JavaScript.
And that's scary, dude. There's a lot of jobs. Like there's a few different professions that I've been nervous to get into because I'm like, dude, they're just gonna write software for this. Like, why would I bother learning some of this stuff? Like, it might be good to have a background knowledge on it. And Crypto Dream, I see your hand, bro. We're gonna go to you in a second. We'd love to hear your opinion on this stuff.
Okay, so I'm going to finish up with the OpenAI, and then I really want to speak to Crypto Dream. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move on to MIDJOURNEY. So I just want to finish up with OpenAI. So that's another thing it can do for you, is help you with that. So, I mean, if you want to imagine it like this, if you look at Google and say, hold on, I can already sort of do this on Google, this Nike, Adidas, Louis Vuitton. I would say to you, look, Google, if it's a library, Google is like, hi, I'd like the section on adventure writing, right? Or novels or fiction or fact. And it will take you to a section where there's lots of books that you can choose. This can summarize any book there that you want. You can ask it you can tell it about you, and it will suggest the best drama for you. You could ask it to write the story for you. It can do song lyrics. I mean, there are so many jobs that are going to become redundant. There are also so many jobs, new jobs that are going to be created. But I mean, it's literally going to change the way that everything works. And what they've done now, and I don't know if this is a play to try and negotiate with Microsoft or not, but on the 11th of January, so 2 days ago, they began ChatGPT began piloting ChatGPT Professional, which is a paid version of the chatbot. And there you'll be able to pay, and that will ensure that it's up for you, that it's not down. It will also be quicker, and so on and so forth. And there's already a wait list for that. The other nice thing about it is that you can actually put this in. So if you go to OpenAI, you can put the code and integrate it into your own website or into your own Discord. You can integrate this and have a box in there where people can experiment with it, and you can use it as a customer service rep on your website. You can add voice to it. You can add video to it. It is absolutely the future. And with that said, Kate, after you've commented, let's chat to Crypto Dream.
Yeah, dude, I think there's gonna be some jobs that come out where it's like, can people get paid to literally be professionals at actually operating it? And I do think they can give Google a run for their money. I know a lot of people right now who are using that over Google already. And I think that the one thing that I want to pose right before I throw it to Crypto Dream is just like, yo, how the fuck did AI skip the line and get main mass adoption, virality, and support within a week when NFTs can't do any of the sort? And the reason is because we don't make life convenient, bro. Everything about NFTs is inconvenient right now. So that's the main reason. Like, boil everything else down, all the nonsense and the noise. The reason NFTs aren't taking is because they don't make anyone's life easier yet. ChatGPT does. It's exciting. It gives you something right now that you can get in 2 seconds. You can get on ChatGPT today and have fun and play around it and get some benefit out of it within 5 minutes. So anyways, with that being said, Crypto Dream.
I just want to add on to that one thing, Kate, is that it took OpenAI 7 days to get 1 million users.
It's true.
Okay, it took Facebook 2 months. It took Instagram 6 weeks, and it took Angry Birds, I think, like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
there has never been anything that has gotten 1 million active users quicker than ChatGPT. So that I just wanted to say that. And let's talk to Crypto Dream.
All right, Crypto Dream, throw it to you, fam.
Yo, Philip.
Let's fucking go.
So there's so much going on with this. Neil deGrasse Tyson, he was talking about how like they were asking him if he would be worried about people just using this to write papers, and he said those who are interested in just making a grade, yeah, they'll use it, and those who have a passion for learning, then they'll learn. But I'm worried about society because I'm afraid we're going to use this even worse than a calculator. Like, we're not going to even know how to write anything, and then like someone's going to get into the code and try to mold society to believe a certain way because everyone will quote ChatGPT. There's so much to this stuff.
What are you most excited about? Is there anything positive that you're like pumped about?
Oh yeah, I mean, like, it's the new calculator. I mean, it'll save people so much time, make people more efficient. It's
100%.
just win. I mean, we could all resist technology, but I mean, it'll really help if we just embrace it.
Hey, you gotta shoot for the dreams out here, fam. That's why you be crypto dreaming out here. Hell yeah, man. Philip, you got anything to say about that?
I've got a lot to say. First of all, Crypto Dream, is the first time we're talking. It is so nice to hear your voice, my man. Welcome to the show. I'm so happy that you're on, and keep grinding. I'm keeping an eye on your channel, and you're doing great. So that's number one. And number two is that I agree. I think that with the more potential for good that anything has, the more potential for bad that it has. And we'll just have to deal with that when we get there. What I thought straight away when I've been playing with this the last couple of days, specifically, trying to see the extent I could push it, is that I've always had a gift of writing. So I really have. So even my first NFT project that they hired me for, the first one I minted, Wolf Club, that they ended up hiring me for, a big part of that was writing the announcements, making them sound right. And to be honest, ChatGPT can do it 80% as good as I can, and I'm really good at it. It can really evoke emotion, like you saw. So that was pretty scary for me, because that is a skill that I have. It's a skill that I use every day in my business, to convince people to buy stuff, and whatever it may be. I mean, if someone's got a problem with the product, to apologize in the right way. I mean, I asked her to do an apology email. No, I didn't use it, but I asked her to do an apology email for me, and it was a brilliant apology email.
Damn, it got you even feeling heartfelt?
No, apology for incorrect pricing. Dear valued customer. So obviously you would say, dear Cade, whatever. So you have to change it a bit, but we apologize for any confusion or inconvenience caused by the incorrect pricing displayed on our website. We understand that many of our customers rely on the accuracy of the information on our website when making their purchasing decisions, and we regret that we fell short of that expectation. We want to assure you that we have taken steps to correct the error and ensure you that the correct pricing is displayed on our website going forward. We apologize for any confusion or disappointment this may have caused, and would like to offer you a certain discount, and you'll put your discount percentage in there as a gesture of good faith. Please feel free to contact us with any further questions or concern. We value your support, they said, patriots, and appreciate your understanding. I mean, come on.
Damn.
You don't get better than that. Yeah, so I don't need myself anymore. I mean, it's scary. It is scary. There were other ones that I asked her to do where there was quite a lot that I think needed to be changed. But I mean, this is quite incredible. So
well,
yes,
Philip, listen, dude. Philip, listen. I accept your apology. I appreciate you giving me that free stuff. Dude, that was a really good apology letter. Damn, I forgot that it was AI when you were reading it. I was like, wow, Philip is really good.
Yeah, and a lot of this has to do with how you ask it. So I said, please create a professional apology email to a client for incorrect pricing displayed on our website.
Wow. Crypto Dream, do you have any thoughts on that? Do you do you have any specific skills or jobs that you're worried are going to be completely cut out, Crypto Dream? If you have any thoughts, share them. If not, it's totally fine.
I'm more worried about not learning the craft of scripting my YouTube channel than because I mean, like I still have a lot to learn with all the writing. I'm not an expert like Phil.
I'm not an expert like Cade, so don't worry. We all start somewhere, and I definitely am not an expert. But I do think, Crypto Dream, that everyone should play with the ChatGPT. And let's say you want to do a bit longer form content, a little bit more than shorts. You could pretty much get this thing to write the script for you. You really could.
Yeah,
you could say, write me a page essay on the benefits of AI. Obviously, you have to read it yourself, and but honestly, you'll be able to really help you with that side of things, and all you need to focus on is really presenting it. So I think it's a game changer for every industry. I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. On the other side, you do want a human sometimes, and if you don't have that human, sometimes you don't want to speak to a robot. So if people know that it's AI, then customer service goes down because they don't feel that same connection. So it's going to be interesting when everyone knows, hey, I'm not actually talking to a person here, how it's going to go. It's like when you phone and they say, press 1 for this, press 2 for that, and you're not interested. You're like, fuck, I just want to speak to someone.
Yeah, because they're stupid. So, they're not AI generated. They're fucking bots that have like really shitty
so
code.
You're going to have that's cleverer,
but
still is not a human and is lacking a little bit there. And so it's going to be interesting how it plays out. I think the potential is massive, but it is going to be interesting to watch. But I'm so glad that it's come to the forefront because it's something that I'm really excited about.
I'm excited to use it for some thumbnails. Like I have a thumbnail guy. I still will be using him because he's so fucking good and he knows exactly like what I need. And he's really good about it. He's well versed in the NFT space too. But like with my coffee break show, I figured, man, like I might as well mess with it sometimes and see if I can come up. Like right now I have a good template for it and I can just add in text for the main topics for that thumbnail. And I don't have to worry about sending him a new one every single show, every single day. But the idea of having MIDJOURNEY and be able to input that and saying, hey, I want to add these components to it, make it better. That's cool as fuck. And shout out Patrick C with the TikTok stream, bro. If you want to join the conversation, I'm not going to add it onto TikTok because then I have to keep moving my mic back and forth. But if you want to join the conversation, bro, we're on Spaces or on Philip's YouTube channel. So we'd love to chat.
100% welcome, guys. This is our first time that we're doing the NFT show live on Spaces. We're going to be doing it every single week, no matter how many people show up on Spaces. I know there've been a couple of messages in my YouTube comments from people saying, please rather do it on Spaces. It's more convenient for me. So we're going to be doing it all the time. We're glad you're all here, and we'll get better with it as we go along.
And Philip's going to be joining the coffee break show sometimes, I hope, in the middle of the day, whenever he can. It's going to be cool as fuck. You're right. You're right, dude. Getting on Spaces is, Philip, for you, I think it's the best decision, because like growing in like relevance on Twitter is harder than I thought. Like I've engaged for the past month and a half heavy on Twitter, and I've seen more growth as far as like connections and like everything that Twitter is great for. I've seen like a 20x on that as soon as I put it forward first and been like, okay, let me focus on Twitter. Like what's actually important? What really needs to get rolled out? What do I need to stop doing that's not really bringing me any value anymore, that I could start putting that energy into Twitter? And I think you definitely should be jumping into Spaces more, try and talk like whenever you can. It sucks that when you went to the morning show, they asked you such a stupid question. I was kind of like, damn, you know?
So I DM'd PO afterwards, and I said to him, thank you so much for bringing me up. Hopefully next time I'll be asked something where I can add some real value. And he did respond.
Okay, cool.
You know which Spaces I've been going on, and a big shout out is Ben. He started doing Spaces. I really have liked him for a very long time, and I've been going on those once in a while. I do. I have been, and I will do it more. But I want to show you this, Kate. I'm excited for this, bro. And okay, so MIDJOURNEY AI is just another AI program, but this time it uses your text prompts to generate images. Okay, and again, just like ChatGPT, you've got to be, the more specific you are about what you're looking for, the closer it's going to be to what you have in mind. So the only way to use it at the moment is actually through their Discord, right? Which is discord.gg/MIDJOURNEY. So this will be its own video in the next couple of days, and I'll make sure that I post the link in the chat there. So I've especially had my Discord open. I hope it doesn't mess with the sound, because sometimes it does, but I'm gonna show you how to do it. So I've already gone into MIDJOURNEY, and I've already joined the Discord.
Yep.
Once you're there, and Kate,
oh no, wait, stop. The audio went to shit.
I knew it would.
Yeah, you got rugged, man. The second you open Discord, you get. Wait, how about this? Try this. Before you close it, go to the tab at the top and turn off. So go and right click on the actual tab on your browser, on the actual tab. No, of like and now hit mute if that's possible. Oh, you can't mute
your program. Yeah.
Damn.
But anyway, I mean, every time that this happens in Discord there, and you know what I even did before the show, and I tested it was okay. When you go here into accessibility, voice and video, I put the input volume down, I put everything down. So let's try to do this.
Oh, you're good now. You're good.
Headset.
Hey, he's back.
Am I good?
He's sounding sexy, bro. He's sounding sexy. Shout out Renoli. I see you in the chat. Crypto Dream, Jan X, Prince. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much on these first few episodes of Coffee Break and NFT Show on Twitter Spaces. Appreciate you guys being in here. If you guys want to talk, just throw up a hand, throw a request up down the chat.
All right. Am I still good?
Yep, you're good.
You see, as I switch between them, there's a problem. All right, so we're going into MIDJOURNEY over here. You go into one of the newbie
channels. Wait, now it's bad.
You go into one of the newbie channels. Can you hear?
It's still bad.
And we try to change it one more time. Once I'm in there, then I won't go out of here. And it always happens for some reason with Discord, hey? It's unbelievable. Okay, how about now?
It's better. You're good.
So weird. All right. I'm not leaving Discord now. No,
it's bad again, bro. It's bad again.
All right, Kay, tell me, what do you want to search for?
Bro, I want to search for better audio. I can't even hear you.
Okay. Discord is closed.
Dude.
Give it a second.
All right, that's so unfortunate, bro. Hey, MetaMatt, I appreciate you. I see you in the audience, man. If you want to chat, throw up a request. Would love to chat. We're talking about AI currently. We're talking about a variety of different things, but he's brought to attention some very interesting things about MIDJOURNEY. So if you want to chat, definitely throw up a request.
Okay, so MIDJOURNEY, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
MIDJOURNEY allows you to create images from text, okay? So similar to ChatGPT, that's what it allows you to do. So let's do it this way. Take you onto my Twitter, and I'll show you what I did earlier today. I just said, create me images of a worker excited that it's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the four images that it came up with. So you'll see it's 4 separate images, and it shows it to you. So all you do on Discord there is you go to the newbie channel and you type in /imagine, and then be as descriptive as you can, and put it in and push enter, and then it tags you once it's done it, which is usually about a minute later, and then you'll get something like what you're seeing. You'll get something like what you're seeing here. So I'll save this here so I can open it without the background and show you. And then what you do is, no, I don't know why it's trying to print. I just wanted to open it. Then you can choose which one of these 4 you like the best. Okay. Let's say photos. Let's see if that's better. So you choose which one of the 4 you like the best, and then you can make it either medium or high resolution from the 4. If you're not happy, you just there's a little blue arrow with a circle next to it, and you ask it to regenerate it, or you'll tap /imagine again, and you would be more specific in your description. But the other cool thing that you can do is you can actually upload an image of yourself, for example, and say, make the worker look like me, and further refine it further than that, right? Or you can upload a picture of anything and say, I would like to have a similar scene to this with a spacecraft in the background, or whatever it may be. So you've got a huge amount of options. And like Google itself, the more you know how to use Google, the better your search term is, the better your results will be. So a lot of people don't know, but there's the and command in Google, there's the or command in Google, there's a news prompt. You can really refine it. So I definitely think it's worth people's time to get used to MIDJOURNEY and how it interprets what you ask it for, because I think that this is going to really help a lot of people like Kate and I, who need images for different things. Even if you want a hero image for your website, you can type in make an enticing image of a delicious hamburger with a red background or whatever. I mean, it's just, you can create anything you want, and you don't need a graphic designer anymore.
It's true, man. Honestly, those images are a little bit sus. Like, they look a little strange. Like, something's off about it, but I'm down. I just feel like they're all related to like Voldemort or something. They all look like they come from Voldemort's universe or something, don't they?
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, you'll see that there's a lot of channels there, and they're there to help you, right? So you can then say, why does this look so like gray, browny gray, and like it's from the 1940s? Because it looks like it's from the 1940s.
It does,
I think maybe because I said worker, I could have said a professional or something, but like it went back to the chimney sweeper days, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also on MIDJOURNEY's website, midjourney.io, they've got this gift book which really takes you through different things and how to refine it further. And it teaches you. It teaches you how to give it better prompts to create better images, and then how to upscale it. Here's what I was saying. You choose one of the 4 images. If you want an ultra high res, you push, let's say you like this one the best, number 4, you push Ultra 4. And if you want a bit lower res, you push V4. And then it tags you again once it's got the high resolution image of it for you. If you want to redo it, you just click the redo arrow on the right. So definitely worth playing around with. And if you can get good at this, it will save you a fortune of money and time in being able to do like thumbnails and images and things like that.
Dude, you're right. I'm excited to use this now. I'm glad you walked through it. And by the way, for anyone who's in spaces right now, if you go back on the YouTube stream, he literally just walked us through it. So now I feel much more comfortable doing it. I think it's paid. I'm pretty sure MIDJOURNEY is $30 a month, right? Is that, correct me if I'm wrong?
So the Discord, what I was accessing is free.
Oh, wow.
It's free. But if you do pay, if you're a paid subscriber, you can do up to 25 jobs. And so here they're saying as a free subscriber, you can do 25 jobs. If you subscribe, you can do as many as you want, right?
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, definitely something I'm excited about, my brother. I think it's really cool. I want to play with it more. It's sort of addictive. You just want to sort of understand it better, you know?
Yeah, totally, dude. I'm fucking excited for it.
And I just also wanted to show you, and then, Kate, let me know if anyone in Spaces has anything, but they also gave some examples. I just don't want it to screw up my audio, so I'm not trying in Discord. I'm trying to find it somewhere else. I got it. They gave, sorry for the guys on Twitter Spaces, but you can get this off the midjourney.com website. You just go /showcase. And you can just see, like, not all of it is the 1920s. Some of it is, but I mean, this picture of a dog is not. And this snail is sick.
Yeah.
A Superman freaking snail. I love him.
That's so funky, dude. It's so funky.
It just made me think, Cade, no one has done a snail NFT collection, bro. Look how cool.
Wait, hold on.
No, they're
actually,
big
you
frogs.
might be right. You might be right, actually.
They are. Look how cool the snail looks.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not interested at all in that.
You don't think the snail looks cool? The Superman or Captain America snail?
It looks fucking like real or whatever. Like it looks accurate. It looks like what I would want it to look like. I have no inherent interest in owning that, but it's whatever. I mean, if those characters had a little bit of character to them, then maybe, bro. But that's right now just like a weird. I guess it's kind of cute now, low key. I'm kind of looking at it more now. You know what? Actually, I changed my mind. I want that.
Someone make cool, and you can do so many different traits. I mean, he just needs to be smiling, but some of them will smile.
Yeah. Yeah. No, true.
I mean,
hey, I see.
How sick's that cat?
Huh?
Look at the cat.
That's pretty sweet. But it looks so AI-y, if that makes sense. Like it looks like fucking AI. And I don't know if that's going to be a holdback or what that's going to be exactly. But I do know that just real quick, the king of the Gilded Gamers, Double G, it seems, is his new name that he's rolling with on Twitter. Dude, I've been seeing him make a bunch of content on artificial intelligence. He's been using it for his business, and he's been posting about it all on TikTok. Double G, my dude, if you want to come up, I just sent you a request to speak and weigh in on the artificial intelligence because you're actively using this currently. Would love to get your take on it. If not, you absolutely don't have to. I know sometimes I join spaces and have no desire to talk. Never mind. There he is.
I'm here, man.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah, not too bad. How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's really good to hear your voice. I'm excited to chat with you, man. What's up?
Yeah, I've been messing around with the old ChatGPT and the AI the last couple of weeks. Jumped on board the train and decided to have a look at see if there's any opportunities, not just for content, but to making some money. And I found some low-hanging fruit in terms of ChatGPT, and I've been running with that.
Yo, what is the lowest hanging fruit, dude?
For me, I mean, I've got a few blogs that generate sort of news traffic. It's old school Facebook style stuff where I'll generate traffic from Facebook posts that go to old style clickbait news stories. So the biggest problem or time constraint for me was writing the articles. So now basically I take the news articles off of breaking latest news. I'll spin them a few times through a few programs, chuck them into ChatGPT with some prompts that I've come up with, and ask it to generate a punchy news style story, etc. And then I'm hitting the saves. If we've got a relevant breaking news story for the American footballer who collapsed the other day, obviously I'm looking to get that into groups on Facebook that are relevant to American football, get it in there quick. Because ChatGPT is writing all this for me and I don't have the time constraints, keep updating the story every 30 minutes. So people are sharing it back because they're after the most quickest breaking news that they can get, or the most up-to-date breaking news, and people are going to the blog. It's just saving me an absolute ton of time, and I could not have done it before because it wouldn't have been worth it, you know.
Yeah.
What would have took me an hour to write now takes me 2 minutes to write, and I can knock out 20 articles in the same time. Also, ChatGPT software is writing the Facebook descriptions for me, so they're not getting picked up by Facebook as spam because it's doing all different ones for me. It's a massive time saver. So a method that was pretty much dead, to me, is now alive again and making good money. So just that on its own is one method that you can pretty much utilise yourself. If you're in Facebook groups and you can knock a quick blog up, you can make money on it. And there's so many more opportunities like that. In fact, it's opportunity overload. I'm literally buzzing all day thinking about, what can I do next? And how can I implement this or utilise this? It's amazing. You've got the things like the MIDJOURNEY at the moment, the AI image generators, which I'm learning the prompting on. There's so much out there. It's a bit of an overload at the moment, to be honest with you. Overload of opportunity. But
100%, dude. 100%, dude. Well, I appreciate you sharing that. Formerly known as NFT Central. Philip, you got anything to say back for that?
Yeah, I loved it, man. I think it's just a great example of where you used to use so many resources to be able to get something done that it even wouldn't be worth your time to do it. And this is an example of an opportunity that's come up as a result of this, that's now made it, because it doesn't take so much time, it's created an opportunity that wasn't there before. And I think it's absolutely great. I mean, I've seen other AI programs that we'll cover in further shows that I've been looking into that can create literal 20-page presentations for you that look like they've taken 2 weeks to do. So if you're an estate agent and you feed it a couple of pictures of this house that you want to sell, and some of the specs, it will put together a professional, I've seen some of these presentations that you would think it took 2 or 3 weeks. So it's going to save people time that they would usually be spending doing work that doesn't require human intervention, and let them focus on the stuff that matters to them, like customer service and the real skill-based stuff. So it's an absolute game changer, and I feel exactly like Double G. I just feel like there's just not enough time to explore what all of this stuff can do.
Right?
It's incredible.
I know, man. And also, if anyone on stage who wants to chat, just throw your hand up down to throw it back to you whenever you guys have something to say. So appreciate all this.
And if anyone wants to see what we look like, Kate's got the YouTube link. We live on YouTube also at the moment. Kate, is that link there? How do we get on?
It is. So guys, just real quick while you're in here, Crypto Jim, I see your hand, so I'll get to you in 2 seconds. On the bottom right corner, if you hit that purple, it might be gray, but it's purple or gray. Hit that bottom message icon. It'll take you to the Twitter stream. We appreciate any and all engagement, sharing, retweeting for the first tweet up there. And then if you scroll down a tiny bit, you will see the YouTube stream. And if you click that, you can go join us on the YouTube stream. But if you want to stay here, we do appreciate any kind of retweets or anything. So thank you for that. And yes, it is there. Just scroll down one tweet. So, hey, what's up, dude?
How much are they going to charge when they start charging us for this thing?
Yo, I don't know, man. What do you think, Philip? What do you think?
I don't think it will be much. I think that they do want it to be mass adopted. I don't think so. So we saw the image one. They were saying what was it, Kate? $30 or something? What did they say?
Yeah, I think $28 or something.
20 something or $30. So I don't think too much. But for everyone who charges, there's going to be other ways to get to it where it's not charged. But I mean, look, if you're able to make, let's just say, a couple of $1,000 a month on it, it makes complete sense to pay even $50, $100 to have a quicker version of it that doesn't go down the ChatGPT.
I agree. Yeah, I think anyone who uses it for what's up?
Sorry, Kate.
Go ahead.
I was saying, I think I paid about $10 the other day on MIDJOURNEY. That gets me 200 image credits a month. But like you said, you can pay $25 and you can get unlimited.
Professional.
Do you think you would use? Do you think I would, a normal person, a builder type person, content creator? Do you think you would use more than 200? Do you think I should get the full one if I'm going to bother?
It sounds like it's not too many, but to be honest with you, I think it's enough. I mean, obviously you use a lot of the credits in the revisions and the upscaling of the images, but to be honest with you, I mean, I used it for some memes the other day to quickly generate some memes or the background image for some memes, and I haven't seen many people using it for that. So if you see something pop up and you want a quick meme on something, you can just literally type it in and get the background and then overlay the text.
Dude, that's fucking genius. I really love that, actually. That's a great idea, because I've been trying to figure out how to meme, like, if you don't have like a full community, like I don't have a PFP project with a bunch of seals that can do it for me. And I was like, how do I do this on my own? How do I get some, like, I just need like 20 of them, like some broad memes and general memes that I can use to as responses with like screenshots of me or whatever. And like, I guess that would cut out all the work.
Yeah, well, that's what I did. I mean, what did I do? Actually, it was a bit of a having a bit of a laugh with the GM thing, where everybody else said it and they get 1,000 GMs back, but my Twitter account is so small that if I throw out their GM, I don't get any back. I said, MIDJOURNEY basically generate me an image or the image prompt for me looking out into a graveyard full of gravestones. And then it literally done it within about 30 seconds. I've got the image with the gravestones, and then I simply overlaid the text saying, this is me saying GM, looking out at the gravestones, no one's replying. So literally had a meme within a minute with my own image that's fresh, brand new and relevant,
Dude, okay, I'm gonna hit you up later, and I'm gonna talk to you about this kind of stuff. This is really interesting. And Noah, I see you in the TikTok stream, bro. If you want to jump in the combo, jump into the Twitter Spaces with us, or if you want to just watch, make sure to head to the YouTube stream. Appreciate you guys. All right, Philip, bro, what you thinking? If we move on, should we keep talking about it? What are we doing?
So sort of, I mean, I think the next thing's going to be, look, we're Web3, this is technology, but what is the future use cases of crypto and AI? How do those two fit together? So we've seen how it can do copywriting and visual stuff and things like that, but what benefit will AI be to crypto and vice versa? So who better to ask than ChatGPT? So that's exactly what I did. So I said to it, the input I gave it was, you are a leading expert in AI. So I'm talking to ChatGPT. I'm telling, because the more you prompt it, the better. Write me a compelling article on the future use cases of ChatGPT and how it could change the world as we know it. And I have noticed every time I prompt it saying you are the leading expert in, it gives me better quality responses. So you are the leading author. Write me the best children's book you can on. That will give you a better outcome than just write me a children's book. So anyway, It says, ChatGPT is a state-of-the-art language generation model developed by OpenAI and has the potential to revolutionize a wide range of industries and change the way we interact with technology. One of the most exciting potential uses of ChatGPT is in the field of customer service. By using ChatGPT to power chatbots, companies can provide quick and accurate responses to customer inquiries. Another promising application is the field of content creation, which we've covered. It can also be used to improve language education and healthcare, and in addition, used to generate code, design, and technical tasks. And that's where we come into it with regards to the crypto side of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll show you here. They're saying some potential synergies, and this is also ChatGPT. Some potential synergies include decentralized AI, so blockchain technology that allows for certain creation of decentralized AI models, which is where the data and the computation are distributed across a network of nodes rather than being controlled by like a single entity like ChatGPT or OpenAI. The tokenization of data, so it can clearly be bought and sold on the blockchain, and it can make it more accessible to AI models. Smart contract-based AI systems. So basically, the contracts can be used to create autonomous AI systems that can perform tasks, but you set the rules of the tasks that the algorithm can do. So instead of it being, rules that have been created by someone else, you can make it work within a smart contract environment that it only tells the Droid Kingdom community about things related to what you wanted to tell it, opposed to punting other projects or whatever it may be. So it will allow you more control. The blockchain technology, integrating AI into that, will allow someone more control on what outputs it gives by using a smart contract. And it goes on. I mean, I've got 10 examples here. AI-based gaming and NFTs.
I mean, the real benefit is going to be when there's the interoperability is there within software, within apps, when you're like, okay, now I can integrate this automatically. And that's why people are excited about Microsoft, because they're like, Microsoft's definitely just going to make it interoperable with all their software, with all their products and stuff like that, more than likely. And people are projecting OpenAI to be like, or ChatGPT to be like $1 trillion company. And it's going to get fucking completely nutty. And Noah, if you have any thoughts on the AI stuff, definitely throw your hand up. Would love to chat with anyone on stage. If you want to have some input, definitely throw your hand up.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there will be competitors out of there. Like, it's almost like the NFT space. When you're at the top, you think you're always going to be there, right? Or when your NFTs, mooning, you think it's going to continually be mooning.
Yeah.
That's, I think like if I was ChatGPT, I would be seriously considering this $10 billion offer. Just because a bird in the hand is better than 10 in the bush, but they definitely have the best the best usability so far as we stand now. But we've said it before, Yahoo used to have better usability than Google.
True.
And Yahoo laughed Google out the room when they went to discuss.
Who said it? Yahoo? Who?
Yahoo, the search engine.
Who's Yahoo?
Yahoo.com.
Bro, it's Yahoo.
I've got an accent. I'm from South Africa, my brother.
I'm
saying that they had the chance to buy Google.
I was about to say, Gary V, there's a couple words that Gary V, well, his isn't an accent. He just like said it wrong. What the fuck was it? Someone tell me. There's a viral video that went around with Gary V. He couldn't say a certain word, or he was saying it wrong his whole life. It was something very common.
Potato.
I don't know what it was. Someone remind me if you remember. And I see someone I want to be crypto. I see you in the TikTok stream saying Dfinity has an amazing scalability and interoperability. I don't know enough about Dfinity. Do you know anything about it, or anyone on stage?
No, I don't.
No, damn.
So can I just before you move on, Kate? I just got a little funny one with ChatGPT. What did I do? I made a video the other day. I haven't put it up yet because I think the subject is going to get a bit of negative engagement. But basically, I told ChatGPT in the prompt to act in the style of an 1850s California gold rush rowdy saloon bar owner to answer the messages from Facebook Marketplace for me.
What?
I'll tell you, I'm going to put the video up tonight. I don't care about
yes.
It's pretty funny. It's a funny one. I put a treadmill up for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and when people were messaging back saying how much is this, I asked ChatGPT to reply in the style of what I just said, and it was coming up with some hilarious stuff. And then I said to GDP that I was a bit concerned about selling the treadmill to this inquirer because they look a little bit overweight and it's got a 100-kilo weight limit. What should I say? Oh man, the replies.
Oh my God.
I'll put the video up today, but it literally acts like an 1850s gold rush saloon bar owner. The speech that comes through, just the way it says things, it's absolutely incredible.
Dude, that's okay. That's exciting for me. Noah, what's up, man?
I just want to say hi to my buddy Chris Philpott, Mr. Gilded Gamers.
Let's go.
The guy that is solely responsible for my number one profits taken at one time. He was responsible for him.
Wait, what was it?
Oh, the Boss Beauties.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. Good to hear your voice.
Good to see you doing well on Twitter. You're growing there, aren't you? I'm following you closely just to get some tips.
Dude, Noah's been crushing it.
Thank you, sir. I'm up 1,000 followers since December 31st.
Let's fucking go, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Congrats. It's fucking hard, but it's a grind. It's like a totally different app, right? Like you really got to focus on Twitter as its own entity. So it's been really fun for me as well. Yeah, dude. Philip, what do we think? We moving on from AI stuff, or are we gonna is there more NFT stuff, or is it all AI stuff for the rest of it?
No, so I think let's move on from AI stuff. There's a couple of news stories that I want to cover.
Cool.
And then we can go back and open up the floor. So if guys want to add anything at all, just request, and then we'll get there at the end when we usually did users' comments. We can get there. Is that good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's do it. So another thing, going back to crypto related stuff, we've got FTX news, which is really massive. They have found $5 billion. So the liquidators and the attorneys and the lawyers acting on behalf of the creditors, people who are owed money, have officially stated that they've recovered $5 billion in crypto. And if that is the case, which it seems to be the case because it's come from lawyers of FTX, that means that people will get about 50 to 60% of their money back. Because remember, this money that they find, they hold to make customers good. And that's not including the $300 million or so that the Bahamian government was given when they shouldn't be given that by FTX, and other ones that they'll still uncover. So, I mean, when it went at its worst, guys were expecting cents on the dollar. It now is looking like it's going to be at least 60 cents on the dollar, which is really, really great news.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Also, Wannabe Crypto, I appreciate you being here for the time that you were. We'll definitely chat later on. Thank you so much for being here, man. See you soon. But as far as that thing, not too many thoughts on it, honestly. Like the whole SBX situation in general is just fucking silly, bro. Like, we're not gonna see him ever again. I'm telling you right now. He's not in jail.
Look,
Man's
we've already
never gonna go to prison.
already got our bet. We've got our bet in place. That's fine. All I'm saying is that they have found and recovered $5 billion. The total creditors are about $8 or $9 billion. That means that people can have hope that they will, at the end of this, get 50 to 60% at least back.
That's
which
awesome.
is great. Which is great because people who thought they'd lost everything can now know that they'll get something back, and that's bullish for the space because it just shows that it's not all gone to zero. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, 100%. Yeah, totally. That's fucking awesome. I don't know if anyone else lost money on FTX. I didn't use FTX like that. I think I maybe used it once or twice, but I just kind of like didn't. I don't know. I don't know if I forget why I didn't use FTX. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm happy you didn't. You should
Yeah,
always not your coins, not your crypto.
It looks like Crypto Dream may have though. What do you got to say, bro?
Oh, I didn't, but I was going to say Bill Cosby got off on a loophole, and I'm just afraid that with all the lawyers and all the people in high places they know,
yeah,
they set up a loophole just for him to get out of jail.
Yeah, man, that's not
the only hole he got off on.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that is in fact true. Or Noah, what's up, dude?
Hey, Nona's good. That's my alias.
Yeah.
I just figured I should put my real name as my bio. I don't know. So you're asking about FTX, dude. I honestly got on the app. I hated the interface. I thought it sucked to use. And so I was like, frick this, I'm not using this. My buddy was like, I just got on FTX because it was like a referral thing. I was going to get my buddy some, Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever else. And I was going to get some too, or like $10 of USDC. And I was like, I'm moving everything on. I was like, I never moved anything on there, but I was like, this just isn't nice.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm done. Like Coinbase interface is so much more convenient.
I love Coinbase.
I did. I mean, I'm sure everybody's saying this, but I did let the homies know like probably 14 days in advance before anything went down with SBF.
Damn.
Yeah.
King.
So,
You did what I couldn't. You did what I couldn't, bro. When Voyager went down, I could have told people, and I just didn't think about it. I didn't really think about Voyager going down that fast. I just kind of pulled my money out just for safety's sake. But I didn't think for real it would just collapse within a few days. So like my friend Devin like had some money on Voyager, and I was like, damn, bro, I just did not think about it. I'm sorry. Like I just didn't think that it would happen for real. What's up, Chris? What's up,
So, speaking about Voyager, bro, Binance has been cleared to buy Voyager assets for $1 billion.
Ooh.
And that's really, really good for anyone who had written off the Voyager side, because they might get something back. So there was a lot of legal challenges to them being able to do this asset sale. But Voyager's been approved for this $1 billion asset sale that Binance can purchase the Voyager assets.
Yeah.
And Binance US has accepted a $1 billion bid for Voyager's digital assets side. And the attorney have said that this should now assuage, which means stop any potential issues with the U.S. Committee on Foreign Investments, who were trying to stop this from happening. And Binance is going to try and make good to some degree on the Voyager creditors also. And now that this has been approved by the U.S. bankruptcy judge Michael Wiles, who was the one who was overseeing this, they can now expedite this in the U.S., which is really, really massive.
Let's fucking go, baby. I see Easy Eats Bodega, sir, in the TikTok stream. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, bro.
Easy, what's up, man? I love you.
The king
I'm a
is
big
back.
fan of Easy. Yeah, I watched your guys' show the other day.
Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, Easy, if you want to jump in the combo, bro, we're in Spaces. We're also on YouTube, on his channel this time. I'm on his show today. But if you want to jump in the combo, we're talking about all the things, bro.
All right. And then, Cade, we have got... So I'm sure most people know this by now, but we've got confirmation that Utes was paid $3 million to leave Solana and go onto Polygon. And yeah, we did discuss it a little bit last week. I mean, What do you think of this, Kate? Is this a sellout move? Is this in the best interest of the community? Now the project has $3 million. They can do a lot with that. What is your feeling? Is this the way to do it, even though that blockchain might not be the absolute best for what the holders want, or is this a silly move?
Honestly, I think it's important to look at Solana and be like, how great is Solana? Because a lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon of saying Polygon sucks, because you're right, it does suck. Like, I hate using Polygon with a passion. I never will use it until it's easier. However, the fact that so many companies chose to build on Polygon versus other platforms or versus other blockchains makes me believe that they know something we don't, and makes me believe that they know something about the developers and the founders about being way more competent than people probably think, because Polygon kind of stinks right now. I am inclined to believe this was a great move. I know a lot of people are pissed about it. I think Easy even was like not stoked about the fact that they left Solana. He thinks it wasn't a great move. I disagree. I think it was a great move. I think Polygon's going to do very good just because of how many people are building on it. And if Utes can really be that top dog and even be a launch pad for other projects, I think this will prove to be one of the better decisions. It's also the fact that it's led by Frank, so it's very rare that he's going to take an actual L. It's going to be small L's that get fudded out for a little bit, and then he just moves on. And then he's
look, the degods to ETH, I think, is a good decision. The Utes to Polygon, I think, would not have happened without this $3 million.
Oh yeah,
so
no,
I think that played.
Short to midterm, I think it's a terrible move, but I think in the long term, I think it'll be looked back and be good.
On the other hand, Darren, so there's a show here where the guy always says, his other host is Darren. He always says, on the other hand, Darren.
Yeah.
So on the other hand, Darren, the thing here is, I have seen a lot of notable companies successfully launching things. So not so much in the NFT space, but I think Starbucks is on Polygon. I'm pretty sure about that, the Starbucks membership program that they released. And a lot of those Web2 companies are going to Polygon. So I don't think they can be as hopeless as we think, just because we know any Polygon NFTs typically have a low floor. I think the blockchain itself has got great scalability and speed that other blockchains like Ethereum and Solana don't. So Web 2 side, I think Polygon is actually bullish. Web 3, as far as if I had bought a Ute on Solana and now it's Polygon, I wouldn't be happy about that. But
I agree.
For the project DeGods, I think $3 million can go a long way if used correctly, and it's bullish for the project overall. But I would be a bit pissed if I was a Ute holder.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with that. I think short to midterm is going to suck. They're going to eat it for a little bit. However, of all the projects that could pull it off, I would put Utes above DeGods in that sense. I think Utes art and the vibes that I get from Utes is, I think if Utes and DeGods both went to ETH, I would be a little bit worried about Utes flipping ETH. I think that's part of the reason, not all the reason, but I think it was part of the reason that they split them up on different chains. I would not be surprised one day if Utes blows past DeGods. I just don't think they're even comparable. I think the Utes is so far past DeGods. I know DeGods has built that reputation, but I think in a couple of years, I don't think it'll matter. I think Utes will blow past.
Don't you think the move would have been to keep DeGods on Solana and move Utes to Ethereum? Because then you the risk of that you're worried about the future of Solana NFTs, you've mitigated that. At least 50% of that risk is gone. You're also remaining loyal to your core DeGods, which was the first collection, so you're not completely isolating every Solana maxi that's now pissed off with you. And I think that would have been the move. I think if you have to do the move, then that's instead of having all your eggs in the Solana basket, you got half of them in Solana, half of them in ETH, and let's see what happens, right?
Yeah, no, 100%, dude. See Leon in the TikTok stream. What's up, dude? We're on Spaces. We're on YouTube. If you want to jump in the convo, definitely jump in the Twitter space. We'd love to chop it over with you. But yeah, dude, Utes, I don't know. I think DeGods being on Ethereum is better. I would rather build on Ethereum than struggle with Solana going up and down so drastically, and like your assets immediately are impacted. If you buy a Ute at X Sol and then Sol drops 40%, you've now lost 40% no matter what you do, and it's like that's stressful. And Solana is just high risk, and what DeGods are trying to do and what Frank's trying to do, I think they're going to require the fact to be on our blockchain that's not as crazy. And also, I just don't think it matters when people are like, you gave up the #1 spot in Solana. I'm like, yeah, but at a certain point, DeGods is just DeGods, and people know what they're about and where they stand, regardless of where they are, if they're on Solana or even if they're, number 25 on Ethereum, people still know about DeGods as a relevant project, as a top project, as an expensive project. I don't believe that narrative holds in the long term, but who knows? I mean, short to midterm, I think it's going to suck for a lot of the holders. They're going to be pissed.
Yeah, I agree. And long term remains to be seen. I think they should have kept DeGods on Solana. And if they had to do something, move UST to ETH.
Yes, that would have been perfect. That would have been cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think so. But let's see what happens. We got here. Remember, we spoke about it last week. So obviously, Logan Paul has said he's no longer suing CoffeeZilla.
Yeah.
Not that he ever really was. I don't know. The more that the story goes on, the more respect I lose for Logan Paul. To be very honest, I don't know. It just seems like there's not much thought going on here. But we saw CoffeeZilla tweeted, Logan called me. He said he's deleting the 2 responses and is dropping the lawsuit threats. And so it's not even a lawsuit yet. I believe he's making a 3rd response, which I'll be delaying my video to include. Hopefully this time he takes accountability and refunds the victims of CryptoZoo, which is what we were saying last week, Kate, that's the way that this should be handled by any PR agency. If you hide them and you Logan Paul and say, look, this is the situation, that is the advice they would get. Make good, refund the victims. But Logan Paul is saying no. He is saying that they're still going to deliver a game. He's still going to deliver a game. And in the end of the day, this was not supposed to be war with coffee. I will take accountability. This is Logan Paul saying, I will take accountability, apologize, and I'll be coming forward with a part in the near future. And then he said, CryptoZoo is coming. So meaning that he's going to deliver on it, which if he says it, he very well might. But yeah.
I think Logan Paul has trouble taking accountability a lot. And I've noticed that in the past couple of years, which is why I've started to watch him less. I really, really liked his content in like 2019, 2020, 2021. I think I really enjoyed his character arc. He seemed to really grow as a person. And then every time he like takes an L, he just kind of runs away and blames other people. And I really hated that. And when he jumped on for that response, he basically, it was by far the worst response I've ever seen in my life on YouTube. I was like, there's no fucking way that your management allows you to post this. And then I remembered he has the same management that fucking hired CryptoZoo. I was like, dude, Logan, you're a fucking idiot because you're the one who hired all these people. And then you pretty much blame them, even though you're the one who hired them. The management around him is just terrible. Huh?
Fine, agreed. He needs to sack them all. But I'm saying that even with that, the buck has to stop with him, like we said last week. Has to. And if you guys want to watch that video from last week, also on the YouTube channel. But yeah, I mean, we went into it in detail, so I don't want to rehash it any further. Just an update on that, and then also that Coinbase employee, Kate. I don't know if you remember, bro. One of the first episodes you and I did together, we spoke about the Coinbase employee who was being charged for insider trading. So he's actually been sentenced, and he's formally been sentenced to 10 months behind bars. And, something like this is part of why I was so eager to take your bet of 0.1 Ethereum that SBF doesn't see a day in court, in jail, and ends up.
Hold on, Philip, bro. This guy's not a rich, like beyond rich king the way SBX is, though.
It doesn't matter if a guy can get a 10-month sentence for stealing, a relatively small amount of money, $1 million or whatever it is. What do they say? $1.1 million. You tell me how a justice system can let someone who stole $10 billion walk free. It's not possible.
Dude, I'm telling you, when you have that level of money and connections the way SBX has, you can disappear. I just don't believe to put up as much money as they allegedly. I mean, I know they didn't put up the full amount of bail, but the fact that they're able to get out and bother to get out leads me to believe that they're thinking about running, bro. They're thinking about running. If anyone in the chat, Double G, Crypto Dream, if you guys have any thoughts on this, we'd be very curious to know what you guys think SBX and his family's thinking when they made bail for allegedly $250 million worth of equity.
Didn't make bail. Didn't make bail. They posted a bond, so they didn't put that money
Or
up.
bond, yeah.
They
sorry.
just signed, signed surety for it. I don't think he's running anywhere, and that's why we made the bet. So anyone who wasn't here last week, the bet is very simple. If SBF absconds, like leaves the States, no one can find him, then Cade wins. I pay Cade 0.1 Ethereum, and Cade gives that away to his community on his channel. And if SBF doesn't end up skipping the country and disappearing, Cade has to pay me 0.1 ETH, which I will be giving away on this show to this community. So that's just to sum up there. But I mean, here we are looking at Coinbase. Good to see some people who have done nefarious things in this space finally getting some justice being done on them, right? So 10-month sentence, insider trading, $1.1 million was allegedly stolen. Well, I don't think we don't have to say allegedly anymore, I guess, because it's been proven in a court of law. So 1.1 million was pocketed by this trio, the SEC has also filed civil charges against the three of them over this scheme. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens further as this case develops. But good to see some accountability in the space, I think.
Yeah, totally, 100%. And again, speakers, if you want to chat, just throw your hand up. And if you want to chat and you're in the listening, throw that request button, fam.
I was actually just going to say on that SBF. It makes me laugh sometimes. I see the American justice system and our justice system in the UK is just a complete joke. But sometimes I see that somebody gets pulled up on murder and they do a 25-year sentence in the US, and then somebody messed with the financial system for $500,000 or some sort of accounting fraud, and they get 4,000 years running concurrently.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the financial system. You can mess with people, but don't mess with the financial system. So I would be, in my opinion, I think he'll either get out of it because of his connections, or they'll kill him. He'll suicide in prison. I can't see any other way how this is going to go.
Shit.
Or it made me think a fake suicide.
Shit.
Because then he can pretend not to be there and then do what Cade said, abscond. That would be the best.
Yeah, I just think that's gonna happen. I just don't bro. He's gonna be gone.
Who was that guy who was found? It wasn't Bernie Madoff, was it? Who was the guy who was found dead in his cell around the time of Yes.
Yeah.
So, bro, I mean, maybe that was all set up, and the guy's on a private island somewhere with Tupac and
well,
Michael
that's
Jackson.
just what I'm saying. Like, I've been shocked at how he's been able to just kind of not be thrown in prison, and I'm like, look, man.
No, so there is a legal system that has to be followed. You're innocent until proven guilty.
No, I know, bro. I know. I just have a weird feeling. I just don't think he's gonna go to prison. I just don't see where he sits.
I feel 100% he will. I think that the justice system always tries to make examples of first offenders in certain things, and this is the biggest of this type by far. They want to set an example with guys like this. Same as Bill Cosby. Yes, he got off on a technicality. He spent 2 or 3 years in jail.
Yeah.
Are you guys watching the Bernie Madoff series on Netflix that came on about a week ago?
I did not.
Similar theme. It's fantastic. 4-part series on Netflix on how the Bernie Madoff pyramid went down, pyramid scheme. It's fantastic. You got to catch it.
Right on. Sweet. I'll check it out. You said it's on Netflix?
It is, yeah.
Fire. Right on, man. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to leave it there. No, we're done. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. We do this every single Friday, and all we ask is for a like and subscribe. If you haven't already, please follow Cade and I. Join our YouTube channels. And we will see you here next week, same time. So there's Twitter Spaces, guys. I've loved this. Thank you for joining. Every single Friday, same time, same place. We'll be doing it both on YouTube Live as well as Twitter Spaces at the same time. So come back next week and keep well, guys. See you soon.
Peace, YouTube fam. TikTok fam. See you later.
Well, I'm going to close this.
And Twitter Spaces fam.
Spaces
See you
fam.
later.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for being here again. We appreciate any engagement.